I'm late to my own party. Wow. Hey, good evening. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so pleased to introduce Kato to you. Spring and such a wonderful visit. I promise you, you will enjoy the time here to speak about her work because it is meticulous and just so amazing how much time and energy she puts into it. Um, I didn't. Do you want me to say anything extra? No. No. Okay. But I have to check in. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Mami Kato.
Is the light this level? They're gonna be go down a little bit, or? Um, Thank you so much for the introduction, Ima. My energy for please say louder or anything like that anytime. But working well. So I'll keep my talk all in English, which is and sorry, and thank you for coming too. Um, so you may wonder who this woman is, how I'm here, and how I can you. Um, Asking myself that questions too. At least you actually I don't know much about detail, but there's somehow Rihima and her stuff, Kira's stuff, on my portfolio and my no. And Rihima asked if what if I can give an artist talk. I, I thought what I should give and I thought I'd like to little bit more than that. Something my personal experience. And I am including an aspect of the culture and art scene and the community in Japan when I was there, which will give you some information, but also may give you some general info of what it was like there at that time, when I was there, and may help you to understand Japan a little bit, and also help hopefully the show. Then spend another 3 decades or so. So the next, second and the last half of my talk is about my time in the United States, focusing mostly on my artwork I have made here. Okay. Let's see how to work this. Okay. Excuse me to catch up some breath. So down to basic, this first picture you see, the map of Japan. And if you hear, I'm from Japan, the first towns or area you would think of maybe like Tokyo or Kyoto, that name's familiar. But the place I came from is called Akita. You see the arrow pointing, that's little circle, say Akita, that's where I'm from, which is, northern part of a main island. And the Akita city, I was born there 1960 and lived for 18 years. The town at that time was about 200,000 people, so mid-size down there. And so that time there was some, it's big enough to have some urban area, but also a lot of farmland remained at that time. And the main farming is rice farming. And our family was living a kind of edge of urban area. So if I, at my house, if I look back, the view was like this. So I was basically, all my back was, look like this. And so this is like my backyard and also my playground. And this is a view of fall, harvest time. Farmers drying the rice crop. So I've been seeing this year after year, how that this plant, a cycle of this plant, started with the water in the rice field and grows and dry the land, rice field, and then harvest that. And in the winter, it dries up and looks like and nothing there. So I'm kind of focusing telling about the rice because that relate to my artwork later. So rice has been a big part of life in Japan, not just like as a food or nutrient economics, but also the cultural side too. The a lot of festivals relate to rice harvesting or artifact, stuff like that. And I brought the one example of that. So the big rope in the middle of the, not middle, the upper level of this picture is made of rice stems, rice straws, which is hanging from the ceiling of roof of a shrine. So this rope indicates the border of our side and spiritual side. So if you cross this line, you are entering the spiritual side. So the rice, byproduct of rice is used something like this. So while I was living there, Akita City, I got interested in the doing art and wanted to continue doing it. But I didn't see anything in anything there I like to do in the town. The art I saw there is sort of kind of conservative and not nice way to say, but not that original. So and that time, of course, there's no internet, and it's very hard to get the some information what's happening in that front line of the art in Japan. But except the one magazine I was subscribing once a month, that gave us some info what's going on, like big town, like Tokyo. And in the magazine, I saw the picture on the left. When I saw this picture, oh, this is the type of art I like to move, go forward, go, let's say, my direction, to the direction. This art is done by Sekine Nobuo, 1968. It's called Iso Daichi in Japanese. Face Mother Earth, that's the English translation. And those two pictures I'm showing is two initial works from a movement called Monoha. And you can see the description of the work on the right, the picture on the right. This artist called Lee Ufan, he made a piece. And Sekine passed away, but Ufan is still pretty active. He's, I don't know, he's quite old now. And so is not familiar with movements called Moha. I wrote down let me have a drink. Yeah. Monoha in Japan, 1968. the influence of minimalism in the United States, and also the Italian movement called ARTful. uh, Japanese trees. Something about very Japanese like. So so I see this piece in the picture, and then thought, I have to move to Tokyo. So I got some art school in Tokyo and moved from Akita City and to Tokyo. At school, I went there. It was kind of conservative. And after that, I don't know what to do. I didn't apply any job, and I decided to go another school. And the second group, second art school, is called Tokyo School of Art. It is it's kind of coincident, but the founder and principal of the school was like kind of teacher figure of this movement, Monoha. So, so this is his work. His name is very active and a lot of energy in him. It's called what was it? In the 80s, I spent time in Tokyo. Around that time, a big group of women artists were emerged, which is probably first time in Japan. There's a picture of some. So there was and kind of a big number of women artists emerged, and they got spotlight. There's some talk in the art. Art there, they were not considered much seriously, but they couldn't ignore this movement. And kind of artist to show that as an example. Did I tell the so I it was kind of encouraging environment, someone like me. And during 80s, I spent 2 years in the United States as an art student. And after 2 years, and to Japan. But those 2 years became kind of my stepping stone to move back here later. So after, okay, so I moved back here 1992. So this is here until like so 1992, I moved to the United States, and then I took time to put myself together, and my English was horrible, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how I move forward. a great time for me. Say struggle because there are many people really struggling. My struggle isn't that bad. I did some part-time job and I helped my husband work. He is a studio furniture maker and designer, and we raised one kid, and did housework. So I did it here and there, and during that time I was making artwork, but I didn't know where this would go. But I kind of couldn't stop making it. Like I had to start over, and I don't know how to make a show. It's just so long duration until making something, some piece. I feel okay to show someone else. Uh, so, so this is the first local network. So you, yeah, so 2.5. The top off. That's the look. And if you take a top off, you can see the horror inside. One. So so like a stick. How I stores because settled, excited. only reason, but yeah, that was part of the reasons. So how I straw, which is you can buy the place like Japanese version of Home Depot, and they sell that as a farming material. It's a bio stuff, so you can use it the farming for farming, and just let that decay after time and when the use is over. So and so this is a kind of relatively big piece among all others. This piece in Umbilical Field, about 4 feet like that. And so you can imagine that why I got this title, Umbilical Field, is, that word is from umbilical cord, connecting, mother and baby in the stomach. So it's like a nutrition in life. To human, and that's about 2 feet high. So you can, I like to do that kind of interaction of the piece and the viewer. And so um, so so years passed. I felt a little better to be here. I feel more connection where I am. So I didn't feel much using my stems, and also I use something else. So it's not 7 inch and 5 inch, that's 7 feet. So it's kind of big. And this is basically only allowed me to make bigger and more inspirational. Um, so the next group, um, well, I was making the pieces by rice straw. I developed the technique of using the fabric and the epoxy resin. So that using those materials, I the piece like this, which is I saturate the fabric with the epoxy resin and make it very thin, shell-like, and like this. This is a hand. In, into you can all over need uh, 2 feet big. Um, so this is a piece of rubber and epoxy resin. It allowed so the my interest is kind of became kind of broader, and instead of just focusing my past or my experience, um, a personal experience, to kind of so um, I, animal head seed. Um, first comes out from the seed, and also uh, the mitosis in the title. That's the first title, and smaller. This say that was interesting. And um, advantage to use the eggshell because it's fragile. But that I helped a lot to make the eggshell. So, but there are two ways to evolve the change form. One way is, uh, and another is uh, life and we decade and the next life past another life create another life and that life create another life, so that kind of chain movement happens. And the next piece is more also I made small pieces. These are more like to hold together in this form because the end of and that maybe like a year, started this year ago. And, then I had a group show in March, this March. So this, so the piece, I don't know, there's of those, tell you something. So the size of the, like this big, that you got on this paper. The three, the far left, far right, I'm sorry, far right one, that was a startup. Top one is white, very thin white paper, the Japanese paper made of mami. So, and the needles are the needles. Shape, this case is like is piece, kunshomo. Kunshomo is a type of art. So the original kunshomo, the art is very tiny, but it's good, I guess the action of using pointing needle is kind of make me this psyche or idea to get into this very small world. Say that the two layers of paper and that those the black part, fiberish black lines, that those are back the color of the back paper. gonna be
With your tuning needle pieces, how long did it take? Like, how long did the brain coral piece take?
I was making the piece using yeah, I don't know by hour. Yeah.
I'd like to know the same painting that you like.
Well, the whole, but the invisible fiber are in there. So it has kind of, they tangle together. So let that stay there. So,
I appreciate you braving, I know you do, so thank you.
thank you.
I wanted to ask you because I was like looking at the sort of natural fibers, the subject matter, the fact at one point you have the cashew resin. I literally looked it up and was like, okay, so this is a natural sort of resin or epoxy that you're using. Do you have any concerns about like conservation? So if the rice stalks can break down, or the paper is a natural fiber. Like, what are you thinking about that as far as the longevity of the work?
Yeah, well, it's concerned how long that the work lasts. About the rice straw, I've been seeing the artifact in Japan, and it has been there for 100 years. If it's preserved well, in good condition. So, and I dry with the kind of heat dry before using it. So, it should be the old bad things like eggs or whatever that should be dying. And basically, it's what cellulose. I don't know what the the type of. It's like same as dried whether wood or some natural material, natural fiber you see in the museum. So so that kind of thought comes in, and I try to think about that part always. So, that's okay.
First and foremost, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful work, so we really appreciate you being here and sharing with us. The work is also quite meticulous, so I'm wondering, do you work in a quiet studio? Do you have music playing? How do you stay focused so long?
Yeah, I guess it depends what I'm doing that point. I have a favorite music play. I guess Then there's some very pop music like thing. Sometimes I play, and also kind of just someone's talking, like a podcast like thing. So I like what this guy.
Do you sketch them out before you develop them? What's your process to actually come up with
何最初、
デザイン創作どういうふうに考えて
ですね。
最初にスケッチするっていうんですか。
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I do the kind of very specific drawing first, and I do use the as you saw, use the light box to trace that, so I don't have to, do mess up the final paper that way. Does that answering you?
So on two of the pictures that you showed, there were two images, and one was rice bowls, and when you took off the top of it, you could see a beautiful red color. There was another one like that, I don't remember the name. Is when you see the work in a gallery, can you see the red? Is there a way to see that?
Well, someone has to lift, right? So I guess you can't.
I wonder if you could explain that then, because it's beautiful, but you can't see it.
Yeah, it's not in the show.
No. And is the one that's in the show, does that have the
Oh,
same?
no, that doesn't have, no, that just stays as is and
But
nothing.
what about why would you make the beauty not visible?
Well, if they are owner. Yeah.
Do you show any of your pieces in Japan?
Not any of pieces I showed today. I showed that some pieces in China. Yeah, from this. But I also have a gallery in London that I showed pieces there too. But not Japan. I did many. That is not part of this slideshow. Is that the answering question? Okay. I think we might be end. Thank you.